I'm going to call the August 27, 2026 O'Fallon City Council Workshop to order. Roll call, Katie.
Mayor Hennessy,
Present.
Councilmember Wexler,
Present.
Councilmember Wilcox,
Present.
Councilmember Boyer,
He's excused.
Councilmember Yates,
Present.
Councilmember Costello,
Excused.
Councilmember Link,
Excused.
Councilmember Taylor,
Present.
Councilmember Spencer,
I tell you what, just mark her in attendance when she arrives. I don't know if she'll be able to make it in time, but just in case she does.
okay. Councilmember Cook, present. Councilmember Palmer,
Present.
Folks, you have an agenda in front of you. What's the pleasure?
So move Wexler.
Second Cook.
Motion by Councilman Wexler, second by Councilwoman Cook. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Anything on the council agenda you folks want to talk about? Ms. Taylor?
Yeah, an item on new business is number 4, that last resolution. There were some discrepancies in the bidding, or the bids, and some other documents it kept stating a figure of $247,335, but in the resolution, it was $257,335. So I suspected maybe there was a typo in there that we have to correct, or?
Mr. Bender?
Which item are we talking about?
I believe she's talking about the reverse osmosis and general water treatment plant. Is that what you're talking about, Amanda?
Yes, yeah.
Let me check into that.
Okay. Yeah, it just in all the bid documents, it was a $10,000 discrepancy, like difference, and I figured it was just maybe a typo. And if that's the case, I didn't know if we had to amend it before or pull it or whatever, so.
Okay. He'll get you that answer. Anybody else? Scott?
I had a question on the new business. On the roundabout, there was a note that it came in over budget, and I didn't see where the extra money's coming from to fund that. I was just curious where the extra funds are coming from.
That you, Wade? Or Tom?
Yeah, if you check the financial section, it has kind of a breakdown of where the funds will come from.
Mr. Snowden said it came in over budget, so were those the original numbers or were the revised numbers since it came in over budget with the bids?
It came in over budget as far as what the bids came in at. We have, I think, $300,000 from Eggering coming in under budget, and then there's a couple other sources we've identified there in the financial portion. So I don't know if that answered your questions.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Amanda?
Well, I was just going to wait to the meeting, but since we're talking about it, I did have like kind of the same concerns about that one too. Yeah, it said, I think 300K was coming some from this other project. Well, what was the reason like it went over budget? I mean, we have our proposals, what we think. Where did it exceed?
Until you get the bids in, you never know, what the true costs are, right? So when you scope these projects out 3, 4, 5 years in advance, right, it's pretty tough. You try to account for inflation, you try to account for contingencies, but yeah, until you actually get your bids in. So I don't think we noticed anything odd or one item that was necessarily really inflated, so.
And then I was going to ask, I mean, since it did go, is it about 300,000 over budget? Is that what it was, or?
I believe so,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry, I don't have it in front
That's
of me
fine.
right now.
I just wondered if, I mean, because I have a problem pulling, money from other, especially when it's road projects, right? I mean, road funding is something I think we desperately need in the city.
Yeah.
So
And they're
when
both, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're both the road funding
Yeah.
projects, right? So it's not going to water or something else.
Exactly.
Like that. Yeah.
Ms. Taylor, I can help clarify, I think, a little bit just because I have the numbers in front of me. It total was about $440,000 over our estimate, not in what we made our budget on. $140,000 of that was because of the undergrounding of the overhead cables, which was not foreseen prior to that, and that was something that we had discussed privately and had allocated funds for that project. The other $300,000, those are coming from capital projects. They're not coming from our road improvements, our annual funds and things like that. They're coming from other capital projects that have come in under our estimate. So we had budgeted capital funds that were able to move into this particular project. For example, had the Eggering project come in at the budget we expected, we wouldn't have 300,000 extra to move over. Fortunately, that one came in way under. This one came in a bit over. We can kind of balance them out.
Okay, so you're saying, yeah, balance it out, the Egger project. I guess my question overall with that one is, when we do go over budget like that, do we look at other places to cut? I know this is like funded some federal and some county, but I did see that there were like some things in here, a 300,000 line item that has federal non-participating for like decorative elements, right? And it's like, it says decorative, I guess, street lights and poles. And so I don't know if like when you ever do go over budget like that, do you go back and look at the things that cut out? You know how I am, like, I'm not all for like the pretty when I want the basics taken care of, So that was my question, if you all ever go back and look at anything to cut when it goes over budget.
Great question. It's a great question, right? And when there are federal dollars tied to it, it really complicates things, right? To go back and they're going to say, this is what we approved. If you're going to take this out, and it's you probably have to reject the bids, go back to them, get approval, whatever you want. They're going to take away some funds for that. Decorative items, in particular on Main Street, we're continuing with that kind of the look that we've done for the downtown district. So if that's something council doesn't want to continue, the decorative lights, we can certainly look into taking those out. So.
And that was it. Thanks.
All right, Ms. Taylor. Mr. Bender has your answer, I believe.
So, Ms. Taylor, you're correct that the correct number should be $247,355. That the backup information has that number, the attachments have that number, but the resolution and the agenda has the incorrect number of 257. So that 5 should be a 4.
Okay, so do we need to like pull that or?
Well, Mr. O'Keefe, I guess we'll make them when it comes up. Do we need to?
Well, the city clerk's office will correct the original, and it'll be introduced with the correct number.
Okay. Mr. Palmer.
Just so that I'm clear on what Ms. Taylor was talking about, you haven't spent the money, right? This is just a matter of, hey, we took an estimate of what we think it will cost. You got the bids in. If you didn't have the other money, then you'd probably take the exercise, like she mentioned, say, well, what would we cut, right? But in this case, you found another bucket that was underspent. So we're not talking about an overspent condition. It's still kind of in the future, and to not get into I spent more money than I had. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir. Essentially, yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Moving on. Need a motion and a second to approve the City Council workshop meeting minutes of August 13th, 2026.
Yates. Second Wexler.
Motion by Councilman Yates, second by Councilman Wexler. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, you're up, Wade. Update on pavement funding.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Thanks for allowing me to present tonight. We'll be talking about the strategic plan item, goal number 3, which is for increasing the funding by 25% per year. Things I want to cover, we'll cover really quickly our current funding for 2026. We'll go over the proposed funding based on the 25% increase and what that looks like. We'll go over potential funding options. How do we accomplish that task? Consideration of all the annual programs and needs that are out there in the city. We'll talk about, the council had a few questions during the budget kickoff session, so we were able to come up with a few of those answers. I'll go over those quickly, and then at the end, if we can discuss some of those options in more detail. If we start getting into each one, I guess, as we go along, it might drag things out, or maybe something answers in a later slide. So if we can get those through and then maybe go back into them, if you have more questions on those options, we can then get into a little further detail. So as we've presented on a number of times, our concrete streets, our asphalt streets, sidewalks, it's our largest asset that we have in the city. Approximately $430 million is the approximate estimate cost value. So consists of 730 lane miles, about a 1/6 split between asphalt and concrete roadways. This is our current budget. It consists of almost $5 million in concrete removal and repair for residential streets. $800,000, again, largely going to a lot of residential streets for our asphalt program. Crack seal, we just opened bids on that. It was slightly below the $300,000. PDR, that's that partial depth program that we started a couple of years ago. $1 million for that. Path maintenance, $200,000. Last year was our first year for that. And then our arterials and collectors, we don't actually have any specific dollar amounts allocated to that, and I'll get into that a little bit more too. As regarding the goal, this year was the first year with that increase. We increased it, council did, by $1 million, and we thank you very much. So then if I've done the math correctly and I've understood what the goal was, increase whatever that budget is, so 4.95 by 25%. So with that, it gives us the goal of $6.2 million in 2027, $7.75 million in 2028, and then $9.7 million in 2029. So, as a side comment, we always look at the budget, and sometimes we're able, revenues come in well, and we're able to increase by $1 million any given year, but we've never been able to consistently just continue to increase that budget. That's a very hard, challenging tasks, and that's what we have before us tonight. So we'll work through some of those and discuss some of the options. So looking at the current budget, as approved as of December 25th, the 5-year CIP, the concrete SRIF budget, Street Road Improvement Funds, provides for $1 million in 2027, then we can increase to $2 million in 2028, 2029, and 2030. The use tax, again, as approved, provided for the 3.95 this year, along with the extra $1 million for the really bad streets. And then also it continues at 3.45 million for the next 4 years. So the bottom line of that is the total amount of funds we have for the concrete program as it stands right now. With the goal, the bottom chart down there is the difference between the goal. So for instance, 2027, the goal being 6.2 million, and what we currently have in our 5-year CIP is 4.45. The combination of the use tax and the SRIF. So the bottom line represents a shortfall of the funds that we have to determine how to get those, either more revenues, either reducing services, providing those funds for somewhere else, and then we have some different options as well. So how do we come up with the 1.75 million? We have looked at the budget as things are coming in this year, revenues, and we believe we can also currently bring in another $500,000 out of SRIF, as well as 1.25 million from the use tax to meet that goal. So with those two accounts, 2027 is probably the easiest year as we look ahead into meeting this goal. If we go to the next year, 2028, the amount we're looking to increase is 2.325 million. As we look at our options, we cannot pull another $500,000 out of the SRIF. We had already increased it another $1 million as we went into 2028. So the use tax, likewise, it doesn't have that extra 125 either, because we'll be deficit spending, which Vicki's not a fan of. So if you can talk her into that, that'd be awesome. So with that, that's where we get into options. These are purely just options. Staff brainstormed, had some meetings. We looked into those a little further. Are they possible? Are they not? We didn't get too deep into any one option. We don't want to spend a lot of time if it's off the table. Again, this is brainstorming, not saying all of these are great. Some of them may not even be feasible. But these are just some options. Probably everybody has different ideas, and I'll go through each one of these. But providing additional funds from general fund, residents pay fees for subdivision streetlights, increase street utility, or provide a street utility fee. Traffic generation fee was an option. We explored that a couple years ago. Increased percent split of use tax. Increased commercial containers, so this is the third-party containers. Increased trash fee, a sales tax or a citywide TDD. Increased revenues for new developments, or increased revenue fees for new developments. This next one's more of a joke, but don't provide or reduce snow removal services. And then the video lottery terminals. I know that's not a thing yet. I know that's been in state legislation, but should that become a thing, should that get approved in the future, potentially using those revenue sources for concrete.
Hey, Wade,
Yes.
on the increased trash fee, that's not going to go to street road improvement fund. That's going to go right back to environmental services, won't it? I mean, that's
We would propose that it goes to street due to the wear and tear that those vehicles cause on our streets daily. So I'll hit the first one, general funds. I won't go over every little pro and con of each one of these. I'm sorry, provide additional funds. Doesn't require, a vote, but we do have to identify, either what we're going to cut or what we're going to move over to utilize if we do out of the general funds. Residents paying their subdivision streetlights. This was brought up a couple of years ago when we explored it. Right now we pay over $1 million, I think about $1.4 million for streetlights. Some of those are on our main routes, most of which are in our residential subdivisions. So newer developments, the streetlights are private, but older developments, basically Ameren UE came in and did the work, and then they charge us on the back end at a monthly fee, much higher than private lights, or if it was on the energy and efficiency rate. So we pay a lot on street lights every year, and this is one potential option. A couple of subdivisions we looked at is based on how many lights as compared to how many homes you have in the subdivision. So in Fox Haven, that's Quiver River, and they just have a meter down there. It's not an individual monthly charge on the light. So when you look at the monthly rate and break it down based on the number of homes, that amounts to about $375 would be charged on monthly fee to each home. We could add that on to the trash bill. Another example, again, Fieldstone Farms. Right now, based on the monthly fee of all the lights in there, it comes out to $447. Divided by the number of lots, 170, that comes out to $4.25. So that would be per month for the street lights in there per home. Street utility fee. This would be a fee that you could enact on. You couldn't enact, have to go to the voters. So that's the tough thing, and it would require voter approval. But it would be a fee per lot. They would pay whatever dollar amount is set, and that they would approve as part of a vote to provide money, and we could do it specifically for their subdivision. So when you look at it, 50 lots, $100, and this is just an example, it would be $5,000 a year. So it doesn't get too many slabs, over the course of 10 years, 25 slabs to add on to whatever slabs maybe are occurring in that subdivision for that particular year. That makes a little bit of a difference, certainly, but again, that's a tough ask, I understand. Traffic generation fee. This was another proposal we brought up back in 2019. So basically every development out there causes traffic to generate, be it residential, be it commercial, gas stations, apartments. And so this is a fee that would apply to that traffic generation amount based on ITE engineering standards for those subdivisions or any development. So back in 2019, what was being proposed was $76 per trip generated. So you can see the different developments, 100-lot subdivision, That would be an upfront cost of $72,000 that we could then use for street repairs in the future. If we took that $76, applied the inflation, and used that as to today's dollars at $100, you can see the chart to the right there. So about $95,000 for a 100-lot subdivision. Gas station, of course, they're large traffic generators, would be around 139, I'm sorry, gas station, 139, 140,000, yes ma'am.
And who would be paying these fees, the traffic generation fee?
A developer, so when they come in with their traffic impact study, they identify the trips generated from it, so that'll give us the numbers and
I like this.
and then based on, what that fee amounts to, so.
Go ahead, Mr. Palmer.
Yes,
But that one wouldn't be recurring. That would be a one-time per development.
great point.
And so that kind of puts us in a pickle of it might, in the short term, work, but that's not sustaining, especially if you're talking about increasing over time on the expenditure side, right?
Correct. It's dependent upon development occurring in the city. Yes, sir. Good point, good point. Increased percent split of the use tax. Right now, we always try to do about a 50-50. This year with the $4.95 million, we got 62% of that budget going strictly to concrete street repairs. So looking at 2027, we could do that again as outlined earlier, but we can't continue with that because the needs for police and the needs for street, you start getting into spending more than you're bringing in. So after 2027, we can't continue with that high percentage.
Mr. Palmer?
So for the uneducated, speaking for myself, the use tax is only used for those two purposes? Like
Yes,
when I
sir.
sum those two up, is the sum total of the use tax?
Yes, sir. And great question. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to blow through these because I know my presentations aren't that fun, right? I don't get to talk about Heritage and Freedom Fest, so or things like that, or economic development, or Patrick's up here. It's kind of nuts and bolts. So I don't always explain things fully. I try to get through them quickly. But the voters approves the use tax and to strictly be used for police and road improvements. So.
Okay, so every dollar increased in one obviously decreases the other,
Yes.
right? So,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
so it's a trade. All right.
Yep. And it's a balance, if they've got a project or the need to do something, we have to balance every year, and they have guns. So I feel very fortunate that we're at 62% this year. So. Increased third-party commercial containers. So right now, any commercial user that comes in and places a dumpster in the city, we charge a fee on that. Again, those are heavy vehicles. Trash trucks are one of the biggest contributors to damaging our streets. So it's a very minor amount. This was voted on and approved by the taxpayers. The council set the amount, and I think it's $3 per cubic yard. So most containers that you'll see at a restaurant or commercial site, they're about 6-yard containers, so $18. The big roll-offs, they're about $90. Pretty minimal amount we get for that, even if we doubled it. It's really not going to help us too much. Increased trash fees, I know, don't throw things at me. But, right now, we have the lowest trash fees around. The next chart is a little example of that. We charge $11.48 a month. So we're by far the lowest in the county. The next closest one is Darden Prairie at $15.76, and then Wentzville at $16. So, this is an option. Again, not saying anything's a good option, but it is an option out there. You could increase by a couple of dollars and still remain lower than the other municipalities. So I want attempt at humor, right? So this is kind of what it generates, depending on if you go with 2 or 3 or 4, and that doesn't have to be all at once. It can be a gradual increase too. But again, just providing options out there for you all. And I will take the time to commend Environmental Services because we've never had a trash fee increase in all the years. So that's a testament to that group out there and the work they do. Citywide TDD, so this would be citywide. You'd set the boundaries as the city. Kirkwood has this. And it does have a set limit, but this would require, again, a vote from the residents for approval. So, as an example of what it generates, an eighth cent would generate about 2.2 million, and a quarter would generate about 4.4 million a year. Increased review fees, again, just an option. We are looking at that as part of the budget currently right now, and we'll probably be coming to council with a couple of different options, but I would say nothing to the magnitude that it's going to make a large difference. So you can see what we brought in 2025 from residential, 136,000, commercial, 212. So, you know, depending on how much, even if you doubled, right, the fees that we charge now, you're talking about, you know, 350,000 or so more. So, and Councilman Palmer's, to your points, again, it's only if development's coming in do we get the funds. So, reduce or no snow removal, right? So, I know myself and Steve and Mr. Snowden would probably all be fired if we did this, and there'd likely be some recalls as well. So I'm not advocating for this. Obviously, that creates a lot of other problems.
We'll just move on.
Move on. Move on. Yes, you're welcome. So, and then again, the video lottery terminals. Again, that's not an option right now because they're not even an approved usage. But should that come about in the future, that might be an option. So.
So,
Yes, sir.
again, most ignorant one here, just color crayons and butcher paper. I know that certain funds can only be used for certain things. What are all the buckets of money that can be used for the road improvements? Is it just the ones that you listed?
So it's the revenue source is obviously in the street road improvement fund. The general fund, I guess, can be. Water and sewer cannot. They are strictly enterprise funds. And then, I guess to answer your question, if we really get serious on some of these, like the trash, we will have to make sure that that's an applicable use. So.
Go ahead, Scott.
Question. So how far till this curve starts to come back down? There's a lifespan on slabs, and I know we're behind the eight ball trying to catch up to get quality slabs in the ground. Where do you see this projection start to come back down?
I will hit on that in a few more slides. How's that sound? Good question. So, if we select a few options, let's say option A and B, whatever that might be, and this is again just an example. Hey, all right, you know, we found, identified, increased revenues, decreased some costs. Hey, we made our goal in 2028, but 2029 again, we're increasing that goal amount. So this is the height of the goal where we hit 9.7 million, and again, what we currently have budgeted or accounted for that fits in the 5-year CIP is 5.4 million. So with that, plus continuing with whatever option A and B were, now we've got to find another option, you know, C, D, and E, F, I don't know, to provide that additional $1.8 million to meet our goal. And then those options would have to continue then into the future if we continue at the $9.7 million. So, good so far? Real quick, this is our annual program. Certainly, these programs have increased. Numerous years ago, we had concrete and asphalt at a much lower amount in crack seal. Maybe we didn't even have asphalt one year, so probably a few years. So the council has done a great job of making this a priority and increasing these fundings. Like I said, we're at 4.9 this year. Asphalt's at 800,000. Crack seal, we just opened bids. We're still within the bids on crack seal, but the prices are increasing. PDR, again, that's a new program for us. That one's really hard to tell, and Councilman Yates, we don't really know, how that affects our street rating, right? And I'll hit on that a little bit more, but we know it helps, it preserves those pavements, but how does that measure in? Path maintenance, $200,000 last year was the first year of that, so that was great to see. We've been ignoring our paths for too long, so even just clearing out the grass, crack sealing, putting a seal coat on them will help preserve those. Again, arterials, we need to put a focus on that. We're working on our arterial plan as part of our strategic plan. PDR in-house and slab removal in-house by street department. These are numbers from last year. We think they'll exceed those this year. They typically do. I think last year was a low year due to a number of factors, a lot of snow removal and a lot of patching of the streets due to that, but typically those numbers will be higher too. We don't want to ignore our arterials and collectors. Those carry the most amount of traffic, so although you probably hear the complaints about somebody and their slabs in front of their homes, we can't ignore our arterial streets. Those are very, very expensive, carry much more traffic, and so we have to keep those in mind and maintain those as well. This is a list of our projects, and yeah, it looks like it cut it off. But as you'll see, most projects are the preservation type. The Main Street, Phase 2, Phase 3, Eggerings, Deer Roads, Hoff Roads, the Bryan Roads, the Wing Havens, 79 resurfacing, so Deer Road Phase 2. A lot of our streets are maintaining, and we get a lot of grant funds on these, a lot of them 80% funded, 90% funded, so we want to make sure we keep a matching fund, that we don't throw everything to our slab removal and replacement. We have to provide for those matching funds so we can, pay 1/5 or 1/8, right, the amount to keep these major arterials in good shape. Having said that, there's also you'll see, we've done a pretty good job with Main Street, with the Mexico roads, with the Bryan. Bryan needs help, but Wing Haven's in great shape. So, but we have more difficulty getting more of the collectors, the Woodlawns, the Sonderans. Those don't score as well when we put in grant applications. So the Tom Ginneber. So we know, those are going to be needing help in the future too. So we have to keep an eye on those. With that, I guess, any questions?
Questions?
I'm sorry. I don't know where my slides are on that. But let me cover your question. So a couple other things to point out, and we presented, I presented a couple of months ago. We are working on a pavement management program. So that program will help us analyze our streets, where they're at now, use our current rating system, which we're still waiting to get that data from the county and make sure it's all accurate. We're reviewing that right now. Then we can come to you all with a software. We've identified one and utilize that with the current data and help determine, okay, where are we at? If we're putting this much funds in, what does that look like? Are we gaining on things or are we losing things? So the last time I presented, we had some self-made data formula spreadsheets, that Excel documents that we prepared in-house, but those are numerous years old now, and this will allow us to prepare much more better data based on different funding amounts and where that puts us. So I don't have a good answer for you right now, but I hope it's coming. So
I don't think the curve's going to go down. I don't believe the curve's going to go down. Because because the cost of concrete and everything else is going to keep rising. Sure. One of these, our population is going to stop, but you're still going to have to keep the roads nice. But I really don't see, me personally, I don't see, the costs are going to keep coming up.
Sure, but isn't it true that originally a good majority of the slabs that were put in were not up to par, and that's why so many are getting replaced?
Well, we had some ACR, if I'm not, was it ACR, had some alkaline in the concrete. Now that has changed. Sure. So to answer your question, yes, there was some bad concrete for 10, 15 years maybe before we found the ACR?
Yes, sir, and a number of factors, right? So we used to not have base rock. We used to have thinner pavement. So the council has taken steps to put base rock in. I think we're up to 5 inches, 7-inch concrete now, right? We had some poor materials that were unfortunately used that have caused a lot of problems. So in the future, those pavements should last longer, but it's still going to take us a while to get rid of the bad stuff, right?
Sure. So didn't you say there were roughly 7,500 slabs? Something like that in O'Fallon? Wasn't that one of your slides early on?
I had the street segment, 730 lane miles. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the number of slabs with me.
If I
Yeah.
think I might know what you're asking. Are you asking like, so the request to increase the funding was to try and catch up, if you will, and at some point you're going to hit like a steady state of saying, okay, I've caught up, but my steady state, while it will still grow because of inflation, material costs, et cetera, the level of the curve, so you're going to go up and then you'd kind of dip down a little bit because you've caught up, but then you'd still have an upward curve, just not a very steep slope. Like that's kind of the question you're asking, right? Is do we have an idea of where it turns back down before we kind of get in a maintenance mode?
Plateau and catch up with not doing as many repairs. Yeah, the cost will be higher per slab, but we don't have to do as many slabs each year.
I think
So that's a real tough question to answer, right? Because we don't know, and when we get the modeling and we can develop that degradation curve and have our streets rated again, and develop more fine-tune what that degradation curve is, and then, okay, are we getting better? So that'll take some years to really understand where that is. To the mayor's point, and that was one of the questions, and again, I apologize, the slide didn't come up, but you asked what increase, right, we've had, I believe, at the kickoff meeting in costs. So what we could do for $1 million in 2014 now takes $2 million. So we go, hey, we increased by $1 million, but really we're doing the same amount of slabs, right? And the asphalt's the same way. I think from 2014 to today, actually 2015 to today, it's been a 75% increase. So that's another factor that we have to deal with. But yes, it really need the modeling to help us determine those things. And again, it will take some years as you redo streets, re-rate them, and that model more fine-tunes into how we're looking.
Tom, do you have something?
Sorry. And the other comment is, as we take on more streets, now maintenance responsibility is growing too. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, absolutely. I think the short answer to your question, Mr. Yates, is you're absolutely right. That time does exist. It's not in the foreseeable future. And as we look out 5, 7, maybe even 10 years, we're probably approaching that 10-year mark at best before we can even start to imagine that coming into play. So it does exist. And as Wade said, we should be able to, eventually come up with that number. But realistically, as we plan our next 5 to 7 years, we're not close yet.
Go ahead, John.
Can I make a request, kind of tied back to my first question, because this would help me a lot? If someone could help pull together a couple charts to just say, here's the funds that can be used, right? The categories, what those levels are right now, and all the makeup, like all the things that get spent out of that fund. Because I think the first desire would be to say, where can we make trades, right? Rather than jump to an increase anywhere, where might we be willing or interested to make trades for it? I just don't know where all those buckets are or what you're trading off. Like the use tax, that one kind of stinks. Like police or roads, like those were the top two things, meeting people. So that one, that's not a cool one. Go to find me a cooler one. So I just don't have a good feeling for what the trade-offs would be with the existing buckets of money. So could you help with that? Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you.
Well, I can tell you on the use tax, we tried to pass it the first time with no specifications on it, and it failed. So we brought it back the following year and said, okay, we can only use it for police and streets. So
Well, and even then, like, what part of police is that funding all personnel, or is that just funding things like drones, et cetera? And so that's where I'm like that. You kind of get where I'm going. Is I think the desire is to look first at trade-offs before we talk tax increases, and we just would need to know what we would be trading off.
And I will always thank the residents for passing that, because that's been a huge benefit to our streets.
Look, one of my good friends, when I was talking about the budget before I started running, he said, my first issue is with the number you told me that the city collects. Like, that's a big number as a taxpayer. And I'm like, yeah, I know that it's always a big number. Anything above zero is big. So there needs to be something, but you're always going to have the debate about where the line is and what's excessive. And I'd rather talk trades first, because then you really prioritize, and it forces us to be just like in my house. I don't get to go over budget for very long. And all that is deferring. I'm deferring the pain, right? If I take out a loan, I'm going to pay it back with interest. So I think, kind of all, I'd rather start with trades.
Amanda?
Yeah. So yeah, a good point was made. I mean, we keep bringing on a lot of new roads and new neighborhoods that keep, I guess we never really even saw the plateau, because we have only just, I think, grown that we need to learn to sustain now, right? Could you, which makes me, bring back to that traffic generation slide, the one for developers, because like, if we think about one of the latest developments, that Caballo Farms, it had an estimate city has to pay, like the taxpayers have to pay for that development, and it's going to be like $7 million over so many years, right? That the taxpayers have to take on just for that development, and most of it, I think, was streets. So I was just wondering, if you did do something like this, how you would determine again how much they would pay. I couldn't figure that out. So
Yes,
how
ma'am.
much? Yeah.
Yeah, so there's engineering standards. If like a residential house, they estimate about 10 trips a day. So a gas station is more than that, right? So there's standards how much, every time. Commercial building, depending on size, right? Industrial building, depending on size. So the charts that have been developed over time, averaged out over time, the trips generated. So we take that trips generated amount times whatever fee we want to place on there. In this case, if you're using $100.
Would that be considered like just a year or over?
Just the one time. So a development comes in, you've got 100 homes, for instance, the top one, they estimate, 10 trips a day times $100. I know it's a little bit slightly lower. So I'm sure there's a rounding factor, or it's, 9.98 trips a day or something like that. So in this case, 100 lot subdivision will come in, they would pay the $95,000 fee, and that's just the one time. It doesn't continue.
So say that one development, we're losing $7 million over so many years, we couldn't just, you have to stick to this, or I mean, there's no other way?
This is just an option we came up with, so.
I'm just saying they should be responsible for more.
Go ahead, Scott.
So this is only during construction of a new development project, correct?
This is when a new development will come in, yeah.
So will this deter new development? Do we know? Have we talked about that in the past in 2019 when it failed?
If I'm not mistaken, yes. That was
Is that why it failed?
I believe that's, correct me if I'm wrong, Deb, that's why the council said no, because they thought, we would shut all building down.
I like this as an option, but we don't want to shut down development, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I like it as an option too, but let's be honest, the builders are just the developers would pass the cost on to the buyers of the homes, right? I mean, they're gonna end up recovering it, and it's gonna come out of the citizens' pocket at some point. I mean, that's how economics work. If they don't think they could do that, they wouldn't proceed with the development. It's kind of economics 101. So, I mean, it's a double-edged sword on it.
Okay. Anybody else? Thanks, Wade. Any other items for consideration? Seeing none, I can have a motion to go to closed session 610-0211, legal action, cause of action, or litigation involving a public governmental body, and any confidential or privileged communication between a public governmental body or its representative and its attorneys. 610-0212, leasing, purchasing, or sale of real estate. And 610-0212, sealed bids and related documents until the bids are opened. And sealed proposals and related documents or any documents related to a negotiated contract until a contract is executed or all proposals are rejected.
So move Wexler.
Second, Taylor.
Motion by Councilman Wexler, second by Councilwoman Taylor. Roll call, Katie.
Councilmember Yates,
Yes.
Councilmember Wexler,
Yes.
Councilmember Palmer,
Yes.
Councilmember Taylor,
Yes.
Councilmember Cook,
Yes.
Councilmember Wilcox,
Yes.
Councilmember Spencer.
She's not here. All right. We'll meet in the community room at 6:25. Want to call the August 27th, 2026 O'Fallon City Council meeting to order. Roll call, Bess.
Mayor Hennessy.
Present.
Councilmember Wexler.
Present.
Councilmember Wilcox.
Present.
Councilmember Boyer.
He's excused.
Councilmember Yates.
Present.
Councilmember Cascella.
He's excused.
Councilmember Link.
He's excused.
Councilmember Spencer.
Present.
Councilmember Taylor.
Present.
Councilmember Cook. Present. Councilmember Palmer.
Present.
If everyone, please stand for the invocation by Police Chaplain Brandon Buford, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Councilmember Taylor.
It's good to see you again. I'm filling in for our chaplain that was going to be here. He had something come up. I'm sure in my time here I've read this verse many times, but I think it's apt. It's Proverbs chapter 11, verse 14. It says, "Where there is no guidance, a people fall, but in the abundance of counselors, there's safety." And I think that's the epitome of what a council is. It's a multitude of knowledge, a multitude of understanding, and together I pray that the decisions y'all make continue to benefit this great city. I ask you to bow your head as we pray over this today. Father, we thank you again for allowing us to be here, and I'm grateful that I am able to be in this city, and I thank you for your hand that's been upon it. Thank you for the growth that you've allowed us to see, and Lord, we're blessed. And I pray once again as we stand before this council that you would allow them to have your divine wisdom in every decision they make that affects all of our citizens. It affects the economic, it affects all that has to do. I pray that you would be with them, guide them, strengthen them. And Lord, would you let them, as they come together, give wisdom, give counsel, so they can make the right choices. We thank you for this. We give you honor. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Folks, you have an agenda in front of you. What's the pleasure?
So move Wexler.
Yates.
Second, Spencer.
Second by Councilman Yates. Motion by Councilman Wexler, second by Yates. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. A couple things on the presiding officer's report. I want to introduce a video for the Rail District that's coming up on September 12th at Civic Park from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. So, communications folks, please.
It's time to grab your conductor's cap because O'Fallon is bringing the downtown to life on September 12th with the Rail District Festival. Discover local vendors, grab something delicious to eat, and explore everything the vibrant festival has to offer. With multiple events and activities happening throughout the festival, there's always something new to see, do, and experience. And of course, don't forget about the famous Krekel train. Climb aboard, take in the sights, and enjoy a little adventure through the Rail District. Don't miss the Rail District Festival on September 12th. Come for the entertainment, stay for the fun, and celebrate O'Fallon with us.
And here to introduce, we have Miss Erin Roth with the O'Fallon Chamber.
Thank you so much, and thank you for allowing me the time to give an update on the Rail District Festival and invite members in our community to come out and enjoy the day with us. My name is Erin Roth, and I am the Signature Events Coordinator at the O'Fallon Chamber. As stated in the video, the Rail District Festival will be held on Saturday, September 12th from 12 to 6 in Civic Park. This will be the third year hosting the festival, and the event was created to help bring energy into our historic downtown and celebrate everything that makes O'Fallon such a great community. We will have local vendors and food trucks from the community, live entertainment and inflatable zone, as well as some fun special activities throughout the day. The entertainment stage will feature local performers including My King Studio of Dance, along with DJ dance parties and a craft hour with Dana Degnan, who is the cultural arts specialist for the city of O'Fallon. The best and cutest event on the entertainment stage is the Baby Crawl Race, where 6 to 12-month-olds will compete to be the super crawler of the Rail District Festival and win a 4-foot trophy. An important part of this festival is highlighting O'Fallon's downtown area as the Rail District. We love that the city has invested in development for the area through road, lighting, and sidewalk improvements. We want to welcome all O'Fallon residents to the area and make an energy center for our city. And I also want to say thank you to the city for putting together that incredible video for us. It's perfect and does a great job highlighting the Rail District. Thank you again for allowing me to share the update tonight, and we hope to see everyone there. Thank you.
Any questions for Erin? You can't let her off. No, you got lucky.
Are you going to ID the kids to make sure they're between 6 and 12 months?
Trying to think of something funny to say back.
I'm just trying to make sure the mayor doesn't insert himself to the 4-foot trophy. I'm sure is very enticing to him.
I give the trophy out, though.
Yeah, so, but no, we won't. If they walk, they are disqualified, though. Thank you so much.
All right, next on the presiding officer report, we have a young man with the Boy Scouts. Sadan, you want to come up and ask our brilliant lawyer here some questions? We'd be more than happy to let you ask him questions.
Hello, my name is Shadin Musalapagari. I'm a freshman at Francis Howe High School, and I have one question for all of you guys. It's, how can citizens, especially young people, make their voices heard?
Well, my suggestion is, one, is we have a mayor's youth council that meets third Tuesday. So they have a mayor's youth council, which is high school kids, which kind of gets into what all goes on in city, in the politics and all that stuff, and that's how you can get your voice heard. So I'll open it up to anybody else who wants to. Mr. Wilcox?
So all of our phone numbers and email addresses are on the city website. So anything you want us to talk to us about, feel free to reach any of us. You can reach out to your particular ward person, or any of us will be happy to help you with anything you got to discuss.
Mr. Wexler?
Thank you, Mayor. I will also echo Scott. That's where I was headed. I've had a few high schoolers reach out with some questions for some political classes that they're in, and yeah, had great conversations with them, whether that's an email, a call, a text. And I know some of us up here are on social media, some of us aren't, but social media is another great way. And then I would say show up to the meetings. It's a great way to get involved as well.
Mr. Palmer?
Yeah, I would say just kind of learn how the process works. And the either unfortunate or fortunate part of local politics is not very many people get involved. And so every person that does, their voice carries a more significant weight. So learn how it works, and it's not that hard to participate, or else I wouldn't be here.
Anybody else? Anything else, buddy?
No, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, and good luck in the Boy Scouts.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Next is citizens' comments, and we have one citizen who wants to speak, and Mr. Dienoff.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, members of council. I have a lot to say tonight, but I'm shaking right now because I just came out of the restroom, and an older gentleman who's, I guess, upset at the mayor for some reason came into this building with a loaded gun, rocking and ready to go. Not only did he take it out of his pocket at the security checkpoint, but he pointed it at one of our officers. I want to sincerely thank the 3 OPD security officers, our police officers that are out there on the front lines and are enduring with this situation right now, trying to keep us all safe. What the exact reason why that person walked in this building and violated our security protocols and rules, I'd like to hear some responses. And I'm glad that OPD stopped him right in his tracks. Fixed surveillance cameras, license plate readers, hits, photos of drivers and vehicles, data storage.
Mr. Dienoff, you need to speak on agenda items only, sir.
I would like that to be a topic of debate before the city council, and we need an audit. Bill number 7878. I asked the city council reject McBride & Sons development. This addition is the amount of services and replacement costs will cost our city $192,000 annually, or $9 million over the next 50 years. In essence, we as a community are subsidizing these 14 homes to the tune of 31 cents on every tax dollar. It's unfair, ineffective, and unaccountable and not responsible municipal government. So I say that each city council member say no to Bill number 7878 and say no to McBride and Sons. Bill number 7880, an amendment to Chapter 402 development uses currently allows recreation uses in all districts, is currently allowed. And I ask you to amend that part of the chapter as I testified at the last city council meeting. The notification by the city administrator, Mike Snowden, of the emergency purchase of 3 environmental services vehicles and trying to avoid the new federal emission law has some questions and red flags in my opinion, and I would ask that the city council table this emergency purchase. It's about $750,000, I believe. Bill number 7873, a contract for drone services with the city of Lake St. Louis. This will bring income of $75,000 to our city. Liquor and catering licenses. The police department failed to do the background check before the last meeting. It was pulled. Where are we assured that the county, state, and federal background checks have been done by our police department and staff with no past liquor code violations? And the contract for $10,000 submitted bid for F, an amendment needs to be made as it's $247,000, not $257,000.
Mr. Dinoff.
And the $219,000 in the roundabout.
Anybody want to give him 30 seconds? Anybody else? Only have 2. So your time's up. All right, all in favor, give him 30 seconds. Say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Roll call.
Councilmember Taylor.
Yes.
Councilmember Cook.
No.
Councilmember Wilcox.
Yes.
Councilmember Wexler.
No.
Councilmember Spencer.
No.
Councilmember Yates.
Yes.
Councilmember Palmer.
Yes.
All right, you got 30 seconds. Go.
So resolution A is crack sealing in the amount of $292,000. Resolution B is sewer pump repairs for $210,000. Resolution C is Henry Reed contract for burying cables at $219,000. Resolution D is very concerning with the roundabout at North Main Street and 3rd Street. It's $300,000 over bid, and I ask that the council reject the bid and rebid the project. I think that's the only.
Okay, Mr. Dinoff, your 30 seconds are up, sir. Brings us to ward reports. Ward 5.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to tag on to the Rail District Festival, that morning at the Alligators Creek is also Pool Paul Dog Swim. So bring your dogs out to swim. The pool is now going to be closed for humans. And so let the dogs come out, and it's a great event. The dogs have a blast running around and playing with other dogs and swimming. So you do have to register for that, so go online and register. But that goes from 9:30 to 12:30, and then the Rail District starts at noon, so you can just stay around and enjoy the Rail District right afterwards. It's all right on the same park grounds. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Palmer.
I'd like to congratulate our Boy Scout. Thank you for coming. People like you who give a care make a difference, so continue to go. I also would like to reiterate or echo what was stated. I don't know what happened outside, but I am eternally grateful for our police officers who day in and day out put their life and limb in harm's way in unexpected moments to protect us in general. So again, appreciate the service that they provide. I've been absent a few times the last couple meetings. I do apologize. Had a granddaughter, came a little unexpectedly early, and then I had a couple unavoidable work conflicts. But I am back, and I appreciate many of the notes I've gotten from residents on issues, and we're working through them one by one. That's all I have.
Ward 1.
I just want to echo thank you to our police department, and then also wanted to say happy birthday to our grandson. He turned 16 yesterday and got his driver's license today. So happy birthday, Felix.
Mr. Wexler?
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing for me this week. Thank you.
Mr. Yates, Ward 2.
Nothing at this time. Thank you.
Ward 4.
Thank you, Mayor. First and foremost, yes, thank you to our police department and the officers that are here tonight. This ward report's going to be lengthy. I do apologize. Bear with me. I do want to speak on several things tonight, the first being citizens' comments. After hearing from several residents, I have to say that I would like to see a change. As it stands, you can only speak on agenda items, and I don't think that that is okay. If a resident of this city is going to take the time to come to a meeting because they feel strongly about something, they should be allowed to speak on whatever they want during an allotted amount of time. We should listen, and we should have a discussion about it if it's warranted. We are sitting here to be the voice of every resident in this city, and they have trusted us to hear them. I think this council as a whole is failing. Being on this council is not about our wants, but about the wants and needs of the people who put us here, and I truly feel that some members of this council have forgotten that. With that said, I will be proposing changes in the near future. I have not been on this council long, and I still have a lot to learn, but I do know that sitting up here is not about me, and I intend to act accordingly. You can think whatever you want about it. You can call it performative politics, whatever else you want, but I will always sit up here and do what I feel is right by those who elected me and even those who didn't. I still want what is best for this city, but that decision is not mine alone. Moving on to the latest concern, I'm sure we've all been hearing about is flock cameras. While I respect the concerns of those who have spoken out against them, I stand by the fact that I feel that this is a useful tool. However, I think we need to be better about informing the community, we need to be better about transparency, and we need to do it now. Because again, it's not about me and what I want. These citizens are raising valid concerns, and those concerns need to be addressed. I think more education on the matter can greatly reduce some of the concerns that we're all hearing about. There seems to be great division on this topic throughout our community, and I think that there's really no wrong opinion here, maybe simply a lack of understanding. I'd like to see something put out by our police department soon that outlines the policies and procedures, as well as how Flock is utilized in O'Fallon, what data it captures and stores, et cetera. There's been a lot in the media about misuse, and I do understand those concerns, and I'm also concerned about it. But it's also comforting to see that there are consequences set forth when this happens. I do think it's important to understand that this has not happened here in our police department. I also think it needs to be said that just because there are bad seeds in our community doesn't mean something should simply go away or be banned. You don't ban narcotics because a bad pharmacist gave them to a drug seeker. You discipline the pharmacist. You don't go shutting down businesses, churches, hospitals because they have some employees, members, or clergy who make some really terrible decisions, and I feel that this is no different. Regarding our apartment moratorium, I think that it is time that the council as a whole put in the work with the help of the city staff. We need to ask the questions, we need to do the research, and we need to come up with a formidable solution that can hopefully satisfy both sides of the equation. You can sit here all you want and claim that in your ward you have never heard of an issue of more apartments or traffic or anything like that, but in my opinion, you're just creating another falsehood. Again, I'm not against development, and suggesting that I am based on not wanting more apartments right now is incredibly unfair, false, and simply adding narrative where it doesn't belong. An endgame here is possible, and we can find a solution that helps satisfy the masses. We just have to be willing to put in the work to find it, and we can't put that all on our city staff. Us as a council, we have to put in the effort. And lastly, I want to say that I do enjoy hearing from all of our residents, whether it be praise, complaints, or anything in between. I'll always take it seriously and help where I can. Our opinions may not always be the same, but that never indicates a lack of respect or willingness to learn a different point of view. So please keep calling, emailing, texting, and I will keep listening.
Ms. Taylor.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I have my little ward report ready to go and written out, but after what just I heard, you know, happen out there, someone bringing a gun in, I mean, I'm kind of shaken up and shocked and saddened, you know. We're here to serve and listen to residents, and when you hear something like this happening, it's just a reminder of, you know, there are people unhappy, and we have to be there for them. We have to listen to them, and I agree. We have to open up our comments so people can come and be heard. Because when you stifle speech, I mean, that's when people start getting upset and start getting angry and want to fight for their First Amendment rights. So I definitely agree that this is something that we need to change. And that's it.
Thank you. City Administrator's report, Lenore.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to recognize Joe Lane, Information Technology Manager, and Jason Adams, Information Technology Director, for professional certifications they recently obtained. Joe earned his ITIL-4 Create, Deliver, and Support certification, which focuses on improving IT service desk operations. This certification emphasizes systems integration, efficient service delivery, process automation, and workload and resource management, resulting in an improved customer service experience for city staff. And Jason earned his Certified Information Security Manager certification from the Information Systems Audit and Control Association, a leading organization for information security, governance, and risk management. The certification focuses on cybersecurity leadership, enterprise, risk management, incident response, and the development of security programs that align with an organization's business objectives. I appreciate Joe's and Jason's ongoing leadership and continual efforts to remain up to date on industry best practices which strengthen and enhance the city's IT processes. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Brings us to old business, brings to Bill 7878, motion for second reading.
Cook.
Motion by Councilwoman Cook, second.
Wexler.
Second by Councilman Wexler. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Mr. O'Keefe.
Bill number 7878, second reading and consideration for, Bill number 7878, second reading and consideration for adoption. An ordinance approving a final plan for Caballo Farms addition, subject to certain conditions and requirements.
Motion for final passage.
Cook.
Motion by Councilman Cook, second.
Wexler.
Second by Councilman, Councilman Wexler. Questions or comments? Seeing none, cast your vote.
The voting's closed.
7 yes, 0 no. 7878 passed, becomes ordinance number
7333.
7333. Thank you, Bess. Brings to Bill 7879. Motion for second reading.
Taylor.
Motion by Councilman Taylor, second.
Spencer.
Second by Councilman Spencer. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Mr. O'Keefe.
Bill number 7879, second reading and consideration for adoption. An ordinance granting a conditional use permit to the owners of Phoenix Real Estate Services LLC to allow a senior living community in a C2 general business district under certain conditions on a certain tract of land located at 1311 Governor's Run Court within the city of O'Fallon, Missouri.
Thank you. Motion final passage.
Taylor.
Motion by Councilman Taylor, second.
Spencer.
Second by Councilman Spencer. Questions or comments? Mr. Palmer.
Yeah, I have a few questions. I don't know who these questions are going to, but
Is this going to the applicant or to staff?
well, I'm asking. So here are my questions. It doesn't look like a traffic study was done. Is there what's the criteria for requiring a traffic study?
We do have a traffic management policy. The criteria, I can look that up. This is a low traffic generating use, senior housing. But I could check. I don't even know if that's even listed as a use since it is such a low traffic. And they're really using cross access from adjacent properties.
Okay, I don't know. 55 and older, they all have driver's licenses. It's not a care facility that requires nursing. That's probably more than nothing on the traffic impact.
Yeah, I can look, see if it's even listed.
Okay. So my second set of questions come around. This is and I'm open for my education here. This is a conditional use permit. I didn't see any conditions in place. And what I'm wondering is, given the other problems we've had with similar facilities around the area, like our firemen and police officers having to go help people because elevators are broken, is it allowable, or should we be putting conditions in there that require them to keep some level of service, maintenance, et cetera, in place? I don't know who that question is going to. It's a general question.
The applicant wants to respond to that. If you give us your name and address for the record, and if you want to kind of respond to his question.
Thank you. Dan Barnard, address 2800 West Clay, St. Charles, Missouri, 63301. And you are asking exactly what, sir?
Well, I don't know if you're the person I'm asking, but we don't have really, from what I read, no conditions on this conditional use permit. And I'm wondering if it's an opportunity to place conditions in up front to prevent problems that we know we already have with other facilities that are similar. For example, elevators that don't work. I don't even know, like, again, I don't know that it's really, I'm asking you that question. I guess Mr. Attorney has the answer to all questions. Is it appropriate for us to put conditions like that into a conditional use permit?
I will answer that question in any forum the council would like. I would say that it may be difficult to establish an enforceable standard for how frequently and in what manner anyone performs routine maintenance on property. I could see certainly some drafting problems and some difficulties defining an enforceable standard.
So difficult, yes, but possible, likely, allowable?
We could certainly look at it.
I mean, I guess my concern is when I first came into place, I was hearing about issues with similar, and this is nothing against you. I'm sure you run a fine facility. Just, I think we've experienced issues with similar types of facilities. And if this is our opportunity to place some type of leverage on the owners to ensure that they don't get in that same state, I think we should take advantage of it.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Mr. Mayor?
Mr. Woods?
I was just looking up the traffic management policy. Senior housing is not it's not listed as even a possibility or a requirement based upon the number of units or square footage is not listed.
I guess I don't understand. It's not a requirement ever, or it's not a requirement because this fits below the square footage and number of residents?
I'm just looking at the list of possible land uses, and it's not even a land use listed.
Feels like there shouldn't be an adjustment there, because, like, I don't want to bring up old wounds, but this looks like an apartment. It smells like an apartment. The difference is the age of the people that are in it. And obviously a sensitive topic, but I do agree with the concept that we should have an understanding of the impact on the surrounding community, infrastructure, traffic, et cetera. Especially it's right across the street from a high school, right next to Bryan Road and Mexico, which are both fairly busy. It feels like that should be something we should be doing, but I might be on an island.
Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead.
I do have to state, I'm totally conflicted because I know we have a lack of senior living facilities. I know there are long wait times, et cetera. And again, I'm sure you run a great facility. Those are my concerns.
Okay. Anybody else? Seeing none, cast your vote.
The voting's closed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 no. 2 yes. 78, 79 fails. Brings to Bill 7880. Motion for second reading.
Wexler.
Motion by Councilman Wexler, second.
Cook.
Second by Councilwoman Cook. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion. Bill 7880, an ordinance amending certain provisions of Title IV Land Use, Chapter 400, Chapter 402, and Title IV Appendixes related to regulations pertaining to development activities within the city of O'Fallon, Missouri. Motion for final passage.
Wexler.
Motion by Councilman Wexler, second.
Cook.
second by Councilwoman Cook. Questions? Cast your vote.
The voting's closed.
6 yes, 1 no. 7880 passes and becomes ordinance number
7335.
7335. Thank you, Bess. Brings to Bill 7881. Motion for second reading.
Cook.
Motion by Councilman Cook, second.
Palmer.
Second by Councilman Palmer. All in favor? Any opposed? Mr. O'Keefe.
Sorry, Mayor.
7881.
Thank you. Bill number 7881, second reading and consideration for adoption. An ordinance approving a petition for voluntary annexation filed by Michael Batty and Benjamin Escalante regarding certain property contiguous and compact to the city of O'Fallon, Missouri, and generally located at 723 Old Woodlawn Avenue.
Motion final passage.
Cook.
Motion by Councilman Cook, second.
Palmer.
Second by Councilman Palmer. Questions or comments? Cast your vote.
The voting's closed.
7 yes, 0 no. 7881 passes, becomes ordinance number
7336.
7336. Thank you, Bess. Brings to Bill 7882. Motion for second reading.
Wexler.
Motion by Councilman Wexler, second.
Palmer.
Second by Councilman Palmer. All in favor? Any opposed? Mr. O'Keefe.
Bill number 7882, second reading and consideration for adoption, an ordinance providing for the approval and acceptance of the dedication of streets and certain storm sewers excluding detention for maintenance by the city of O'Fallon for the villages at Post Farms, Plat 5.
Motion final passage.
Wexler.
Motion by Councilman Wexler, second.
Palmer.
Second by Councilman Palmer. Questions or comments? Cast your vote.
The voting's closed.
7 yes, 0 no. 7882 passed, becomes ordinance number
7337.
7337. Thank you, Bess. Brings Bill 7883. Motion for second reading.
Cook.
Wilcox.
Motion by Councilman Cook. Who is it down here?
Wilcox.
Second by Councilman Wilcox. All in favor? Any opposed? Mr. O'Keefe.
Bill number 7883, second reading and consideration for adoption, an ordinance approving an intergovernmental agreement with the city of Lake St. Louis for it to participate in the city of O'Fallon's Drones as First Responder program.
Motion final passage.
Cook.
Councilman Cook, second.
Wilcox.
Second by Councilman Wilcox. Questions or comments? Cast, oh, go ahead, Ms.
This was-
Taylor.
Yeah. Do we know, like, do we have any costs annually from us? Because I know we already have the equipment, we already have the team. Is there any additional cost for us to take on, Lake St. Louis?
Major?
There is not. I don't want to speak for Paul Jokerst. However, Lake St. Louis is providing a person in the RIC, I believe. And I'll follow up with that and get back to you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Mr. Palmer?
Heaven forbid there be demand that exceeds supply in this case. How would one decide which instance to approach if you had a choice between two that cross boundaries?
If I understand your question, if there's two incidents going on at Lake St. Louis and O'Fallon, is that your question?
Yeah, so pretend you have one drone, you got two calls, one in O'Fallon, one in Lake St. Louis. How does one decide where I go?
So each drone station has two drones in it just for that reason. So we can either keep 24-hour capability or we can split them up and assign based off priority or triage.
Okay, you have 6 in O'Fallon and 6 in Lake St. Louis. How do you decide which one you go to?
Just like we do with any other call, we're just going to triage it. Whichever one has a greater risk to life is obviously going to take the priority.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Any other questions? Cast your vote.
The voting's closed.
7 yes, 0 no. 7883 passed, becomes ordinance number
7338.
7338. Thank you, Bess. Questions or comments on the committee and commission reports? Stand as read. Questions or comments on the consent calendar? Just on the one caterer's liquors license, Major, that's all been taken care of?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions on the consent calendar? It's a pleasure.
So move, Wexler.
Second, Cook.
Cast your vote.
The voting's closed.
7 yes, 0 no. Consent calendar has been approved. Questions or comments on Resolution 827, 2026C? Have a motion second to introduce.
Cook.
Motion by Councilman Cook, second.
Taylor.
Who was that? Motion by Councilman Taylor. All in favor? Any opposed? Mr. O'Keefe.
Resolution 827, 2026C, a resolution authorizing an agreement with Amerlin, Missouri, providing for electrical line relocations in an amount not to exceed $219,012.89.
Motion for final passage.
Cook.
Motion by Councilman Cook, second.
Taylor.
Second by Councilman Taylor. Council members, cast your vote.
The voting's closed.
7 yes, 0 no. Resolution C has been approved. Questions on Resolution D? No second to introduce.
Cook.
Motion Councilman Cook, second.
Wilcox.
Second by Councilman Wexler. All in favor? Any opposed? Mr. O'Keefe.
Resolution 827, 2026D, a resolution authorizing an agreement with Infrastructure Management Incorporated, providing for construction services on the Main Street Phase 3 project in an amount not to exceed $4,651,120.69.
Thank you. Motion for passage.
Cook.
Motion by Councilman Cook, second.
Palmer.
Second by Councilman Wexler. Cast your vote.
The voting's closed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yes, 1 no. Resolution D has been approved. Questions or comments on Resolution E? Seeing none, motion second to introduce.
Cook.
Motion by Councilman Cook, second.
Wilcox.
Second by Councilman Wilcox. All in favor? Aye. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Mr. O'Keefe.
Resolution 827, 2026E, a resolution authorizing an agreement with Brewster Companies Incorporated, providing for construction services on the 3rd Street parking project in an amount not to exceed $238,580.
Motion to approve.
Cook.
Motion by Councilman Cook, second.
Wilcox.
Second by Councilman Wilcox. Cast your vote.
The voting's closed.
7 yes, 0 no. Resolution E's been approved. Questions or comments on Resolution F? Seeing none, motion second to introduce.
Wexler.
Motion by Councilman Wexler, second.
Spencer.
Second by Councilwoman Spencer. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Mr. O'Keefe.
Resolution 827, 2026F, a resolution authorizing a change order with Chemex, Inc., providing for reverse osmosis and general water treatment plant improvements project in an amount not to exceed about $250,000 or thereabouts. 247,000 ish.
Motion second to approve.
Wexler.
Motion by Councilman Wexler, second.
Spencer.
Second by Councilman Spencer. Cast your vote.
We're going to ask for a closed meeting. Call on me when this is finished.
The voting's closed.
7 yes, 0 no. Resolution F has been approved. Mr. O'Keefe.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, staff is asking that the council consider holding a closed meeting upon adjournment of this meeting pursuant to sections 610.021 sub 19 and sub 20 concerning security matters.
Do I have such a motion?
So move, Wexler.
Cook.
Motion by Councilman Wexler, second by Councilman Cook. Roll call.
Councilmember Taylor.
Yes.
Councilmember Wexler.
Yes.
Councilmember Cook.
Yes.
Councilmember Palmer.
Yes.
Councilmember Wilcox.
Yes.
Councilmember Yates.
Yes.
Councilmember Spencer.
Yes.
Be in the community room, 8:11. We'll adjourn from there.